Last video, I mentioned two sides of a decade, two sides of a year, an age in the middle, a part in the middle that can't have two ages only through two starts of a championship on both sides, two ends on the inner side on both sides of the age in the middle, split in between two four ends of those two sides of a year, where it has four ends in a championship in the middle after a baseball season ends and a championship at the beginning of 2019 before uh, something is split in the 4 years. There will be a baseball one baseball championship and then 4 years, but there will be one baseball championship associated in between a year of a championship. Football will be mean different than NFL, and NCAA would mean different of inside a second floor. So if you take 4 decades from October, you would be in a different place around the championship or in the championship in the area of proximity of the second desktop plating. And if you do 4 years and two ages in 1 year, because one year represents four possible things on one side, but in a different decade, the championship would represent something else related to someone might think that they're trying to pee. So it might relate to four sides of a championship because someone claims they can hold my stuff and say that I still proceeded despite you not being aware that you wanted to get the best of a young person when he got locked in the psych ward, but you claim you didn't exist. When you claim that now you want to come out like some type of clown that you already were, when you want to feel bad for yourself because a young man didn't allow you to be in secret and put a boundary on him. So I guess that when I guess that when I had to whoop it out in the hospital, these niggas got so jealous and full of hate that they tried to come out of secret and say that, oh, I thought I was gonna hide and make people afraid. I ain't afraid of you, you big dummy, you big elephant face clown, you big teddy bear face nigga. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So I guess when they didn't like it, when a nigga came at them, despite them trying to lock niggas in the hospital, don't say that you had the police with weapons because he still stood to a nigga face and you got jealous and offended that you was in secret and you tried to come out after this championship season, Dodgers versus Yankees completion. So I guess when you take a march from 3 decades, it's still on one side, but it's still in between three 2Ks. A 2K isn't released in March at the end of the winter, and a baseball game isn't released in the at a birthday age in between a middle of a decade, in the middle of 3 decades, a middle of 5 years, in the middle of two ages, a middle of 3 ages every fifth year, in the middle of four elections wouldn't bring a November of a rise of how America is formed with two sides of America, east and west, upside down, north and south, opposite of half of the meridian and half of the year, half of the other meridian, half age. An age in October doesn't divide the year into two sides, and a meridian in March doesn't divide an age into four parts of 4 years. After a completion of a cycle in between the first day of November of my transfer to my Apple phone, after I erased the Google 16, 18 gigabytes worth of data because it claims that I don't have this data and I don't know what I said on it when I didn't make a video ever since the championships in October, after I placed this in September. Before in October I went for my 24th walk, before the red line return, before the night when I didn't make any recordings, when I did the Zelda, before I typed in my stuff on my phone because I did my transfer and it could relate to anything the sun shining because I get my pay today. So I guess some women get happy when I get paid because they just get happy. But if I eat like McDonald's, I get in a bad mode. But if you eat and you have money, you get skinny, right? But if you eat and you're a bad mode, you'll be like, oh, I'm gonna look fat, especially if someone is trying to put a boundary, claiming that their goodness is not related to someone spitting in my food and saying that I have to be thankful because they claim I can't have basic human rights. You could be a billionaire, but if someone's spitting in your food, why would I have basic rights as a human being of love, life, and liberty of the freedoms of God? Maurice Javier Walters, July 1991, Surgery Hospital, 24 return, desktop replacement, first 24 walk. And then it should be uh, uh, Diamondback and Cubs versus 2014 look up 20 New York Braves, and then it would be a certain Dodgers versus Yankees after whatever Diamondback and Cubs, and Bears 2017 versus any type of Doblinger 1907 presidency or 1807 seven president double skip one term, because there's also patterns of the 14th president and the 55 championship wouldn't line up year to year outside of one side of half decade, half age, another middle versus another side half year. A championship has a different shape in that year, the number of year in that year as a millennium decibel would have a different color that means something different in a box outside of 10 championships in that domain in other championships of different decade versus one championship in a year with all the media inside of the Google. When I look up a pattern of girls on the Google, and I arrange it in a certain way because it relates to things that will possibly go on in life when people's identity connects to that Google. But why would someone not relate to the other people in the world when they try to isolate themselves, saying that a program can't link them to things, but they try to steal the identity, saying that it wasn't made to keep people promoted in the box so that the light of God doesn't scam or associate them with things that are not related to their tribe when they try to get a 1v1, saying they're not public or released in that website because they try to make other people fear them, saying that they want to use Google to steal my identity, but they claim other people can't see that they're trying to make connections, and people are saying that, oh, they got scammed on Google, but they're saying other people weren't on Google when they try to isolate themselves and say things going on in the world is not related to the other woman mentioned.